Hello YouTube, this is Bub's Comics coming at you with a quick comic room tour and also a support video for JPL Flash Comics Geekdom. So let's check it out. We have, starting over here, Wolverine poster there from my childhood. Actually, there's a picture, there's the original picture. And then my son and my wife got together to get me that. So I'll try and keep this as steady as I can. Doesn't always work out that way. A bunch of stuff on the wall. Signed Ed McGuinness, Bob McLeod sketch. Love that one. Signed Neil Adams. And oh, there's our first entry. JPL Flash wants to know, he wants to see 5 examples of our favorite artists. It was really hard to come up with my favorite artist, but when I looked around the room, I noticed I had 5 examples of Neil Adams on the wall. So there's my signed Tomb of Dracula #1. Signed by Neil Adams right there. Looks great. I love the lifelessness he gave the girl. It's really, really cool. There's a couple more stuff. Hope 180. Here's my wife's little corner. She's got some Barbies that she had when she was a kid. There's Betty and Veronica. Pretty cool. There's some Greg Horn She-Hulk. My son got her that. She loves that. And then girl stuff. So let's see. Here is some original art we got at a con. There's some more girl stuff. There's a nice Tomb Raider slab. Signed Classic X-Men backing by John Bolton. Really like that one. Here's some of the torture devices in the room. As you know, I share this room as a workout room. So this is my Peloton. So we put I put the Peloton videos on this old phone there and watch them on there, and then she watches the Peloton videos on there for her treadmill. So she runs and I ride. Up here we have a quick picture of first appearance of Wolverine, first combined appearance there. Last panel of 180 and first page of 181. There's Foom #2, the highly debated. Some people say it's a prototype of Wolverine. I don't, but I think if you're a big Wolverine collector, that's something you probably want. Plus, it's a badass Steranko cover. Cave Woman 1, Hulk 340, some original art by Super Deluxe, his first color work sold. That's something I made for my wife and I's anniversary. So, there you go. Foom poster. I have the whole set, but this is the one I just always keep in there. And here we go. 2 more examples of Neil Adams' work. So we had the Tomb of Dracula #1. Here is Detective Comics 400. First appearance of Man-Bat. I love these acrylic frames. And they hang and they're UV protected. So you can't beat that. And then here is Werewolf by Night. Oh, actually, it's Marvel Spotlight #2. So he's the first one to draw Werewolf by Night. Actually, I prefer Plug's version of Werewolf by Night. It's a little less monstery, a little more man-like. But you can't beat a good change cover. And Neil Adams does a fantastic job. I love change covers. And there you go, Neil Adams kicking ass. So that's 2. That's 3 now by Adams. We have some more slabs up on the wall. They speak for themselves. First Sentinels, that's going to get moved to another display spot. Some Zach, some Greg Land. RoboCop, can't decide what to do about him. He might get moved to another display spot too. I think he will. X-Men. And then my favorite little set there. Superman and Batman. Killing Joke, looking pretty good there. I'm telling you, that book's affordable now, guys. Here is John. If you've been waiting to pick that book up, I think now's the time. I don't think it's going to drop below $50, but you can get them between $50 and $75 now Definitely 75. It was 75 to 100 just a couple months ago, but now I think really, if you have a target of 75, you're definitely going to walk out with a book within a month. And if you're a hunter like me and you want it for 50 or less, I paid less than 50 for that one, then go for it. And that's probably a 9.6. It's got one tick on the bottom part of the spine, so I'd say it's about 9.6. Giant Size X-Men 1, thanks to Alex the Comic Hoarder. I bought that one off him. Hulk 181, of course. House of Secrets 92. Werewolf by Night 32. And there's our fourth example of Neil Adams. There is Green Lantern 76, and it's also signed by Neil. Nice to buy those signatures instead of having to get them. Actually, he wasn't so bad to me. He was alright. And then there's Ghost Rider Marvel Spotlight number 5. First appearance of Ghost Rider. Sorry about that glare. There's some great Plug art there. Looking fantastic. Thanks again to Alex Comic Hoarder. Got me that one. And JPL Flash. There's our last Neil Adams book. On the wall anyway. Batman 251. Just a classic Joker cover. Love that. So what I do on some of these. So these are on those comic mounts you can buy. And then here's one of those acrylic frames that come from Ultra Pro one-touch magnetic frames. They also make cards that work with that too, and they have a hanger in the back. You can hang those straight on the wall like I did for the other Neil Adams books. So I'm going to get some more of those. Those are some of my favorites. And then with these top loaders, I just take a pack of tacks, like brass thumbtacks, and I puncture through the back of the top loader, and I just stick it to the wall. And it sticks perfectly in drywall. And, normal size tack is plenty long enough to hold something that light. And no stress on the book. And no border or hanging device around it. So that's how I've been mostly moving in with those. Well, JPL Flash, I hope you appreciated that. We'll take a quick look at some of these figures. I know this isn't usually a figure channel, but we're going to have some pretty big reveals on some of my grails coming up. My birthday's next month, and my wife's already selected several items. I know what they are, and I can't wait to get them. There's the limited edition Venom figure. And then there's my pop wall there, my pop display. I don't have a pop to match every comic. I realized I didn't have a Spider-Man pop when I did all that, but it's my Cyclops, Rocketeer, Spider-Man, Captain Kirk. Love that one. Look, Cobra Commander just hanging out like he's got business there. There's Batman the Animated Series with the Hardak figure. There's a nice one where they actually match the comic inside perfectly. So you got Wolverine and Sabretooth battling it out. There's Captain Marvel and Spider-Woman up there, and you got Spider-Woman down there. She hates to stand. She's got a crazy stance. That's probably my favorite pop of all, and that's the Tomb Raider pop. There's Superman hanging out there. Predator. Little Black Panther action. And then here's just some random pops kind of on the end here. Not as comic related. So Peggy Bundy and Tron Bad Guy and James Bond and Bumra, and there's Giant Man. I'm going to swing down here and we'll take a look here. This is always the work in progress area. So there's my Tron light cycle in the acrylic case. There's my pack of membership cards. There's a shout out to Silver Age Dave, no creepers. There's some more. That's where I keep my Tijuana Bibles in there. I think it's kind of cool to keep them in a little suitcase because, well, they're a little risque. So, and then of course here is my dream case of comics, and I'll show you real quick. People like to see that, how that opens up, and all the comics are in there. That's it. And then of course I have top loaders in the front that I trade out with every time I get a haul. Like I just picked up this one, first Emma Frost and first Kitty Pryde. So whenever I have a comic like that I pick up, and I like to display it in the wall. So if it doesn't make the wall, it makes the front of the case. So here's some of my more recent pickups that I'm proud of. That's it. So congratulations, JPL Flash. I don't even remember what you were having your contest about. Like probably 1,000 subs or 1 millionth video, or 1,400th impression made, or I don't remember what exactly it was, but just thought I'd support you on this one. I'll start doing these a little more often. Whenever I don't have, since I'm chasing bigger books now, I buy less books. So when I don't have a haul to show off, I'll do a support video or contest entry here and there. So there you go. So everybody sub up to JPL Flash if you've not already. I remember when he first started out, and I like to think one of his earliest supporters. I just thought he was great, and everyone agrees, so love it. So if you haven't checked him out, check him out. And if you're looking for a favorite artist, check out Neil Adams. I recommend his Batman run. Is very affordable. His Detective Comics run is very affordable if you're looking to start a good collection up of some of his artwork. Most of it's affordable. And, he just does good work. So check it out. Alright, well that's it. This has been BUB'S Comics, and I'll be signing off soon. I guess I didn't show this here, did I? So there's a couple of pop racers. Here's some Sideshow. Love that Wolfman. It's probably one of my favorite pieces. It is, I think, my favorite piece on the shelf. There's a signed John Wesley Shipp Flash comic. There's a triple signed Matrix print. Carrie Ann Moss, Keanu Reeves, and Lawrence Fishburne. And then I've got the Matrix display there. There's a signed Hugh Jackman from whatever that movie was. I love that movie though. There's some more Sideshow. There's Darth Vader. There's a couple of Naughty Gremlins. And there's the Starship Enterprise. So there you go, guys. Van Helsing, that's what it was. And there's my Flying Captain Marvel. So all good stuff. This is kind of my movie TV shelf that I've done here. And then this area is going to be changed for a grail that I've got coming in figures. And this area also is going to change for a grail. So there you go. Thanks again, and I'll catch you all later. When you get done displaying all your comics, rip one off the wall and read one every now and then. Thanks. Bye.